Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Woo-hoo!
Come
Hey,
on.
we
Come
back.
on.
We back, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Vibes and Convo. Uh,
Yeah.
come on in, come on in.
Come on.
Huh.
Come on. Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
Come on.
You know what time it is. Welcome to another episode of Vibes and Convo, where we champion everything and all things that are R and B.
Mm, mm,
Man,
mm,
I
mm.
tell you, boy, this one's been a long time coming. I'm gonna do the best I can to try to restrain my fandom and get through this interview.
Come on, man.
But before we get into all that, man, doggone, hey, Key, tell them what we got this week, man.
Man, oh man. We got, man. Just some I like to see we use the words like legends, right? But
Right.
this is like this is legendary, but also like, you know, uh he's coming from a group that influenced a lot of groups after them. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be beautiful, man. We got something lined up for y'all, man. We gonna talk that R&B nerd talk. We gotta get y'all to go on a journey with us, man. We're gonna get y'all to go on a journey with us.
Yes,
You
we
know.
are.
So those who have been here before,
You right there. Yeah, you've been there.
you kind of know where we about to go, man.
Yeah.
Those who are new here, we need you to listen clearly. Because there's a few things we need you to do before we start this journey.
Yes. What's
We
up,
like to
Chauncey? See
call
you in
it,
the chat.
we
What's
like
up,
to
Chauncey?
call it set the mood. Yes, yes, yes. So here, we need you to follow these three instructions, right? Step number one is find your place of comfort. That could be at home, that could be in your bed, that could be in your couch, that could be in your garage, that could be in your den, that can be for my luxury folks on the rooftop.
Up
You know what
on
I'm
the
saying?
roof.
Yeah,
Who remember
yeah.
that one?
Come on. Step number one is find your place of comfort. Step number two is get you a good set of headphones, right? Yeah, I know some of y'all tapped in on your phones right now. Some of y'all might be on the TV screen. Yeah, the audio's good. Audio's good. But if you can get headphones to put on your head, we would love for you to do that so you can stay in tune and you don't miss a word of any of this dialogue that's about to happen tonight. Okay. So step number two is get you a good pair of headphones. Step
Please.
number three.
Yeah.
He got on me tough about this. He got on me tough about this. I see Timbo is covering the label. Timbo is covering the label.
Because
But
my
step
drink is
number
dirty.
three is get you your favorite beverage, man. Right? So this is water. So I'm gonna put this right next to me, right? So when I do all three of these steps, I don't have to go anywhere. I'm already
Stay,
set and I'm ready to go.
stay hydrated, y'all. Stay
You know what I
hydrated.
mean? So those are the three steps we need you to follow on this journey, right? Now, as you see at the bottom, right? I want you to
What we
read the
looking at?
bottom of the screen. So,
For the people that can't read,
mhm,
tell them what we got at the bottom of our
come
screen.
on. Interview, man. We got a live interview tonight. And
Ah,
feel free to share the live too. Feel free to share the live, folks. Feel free to share the live. Um, we get to talk that R&B nerd talk tonight. Right. Coming right out of Atlanta, Georgia.
okay.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Legendary group, man. Coming from a legendary group. You know, the world knows them as One Tweezy. That's what we call them here. We call them One Tweezy, but the group's name is 112. Right? Um, we have a member from One Tweezy tonight. We
Who's
call him what we call him? We call him Deacon Mike.
Yes.
Deacon Mike.
Yes.
Yes, Lord. Let's
Say it
Lord.
again.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Yes,
Lord.
Lord.
Man, but it's such an honor. It's such an honor to be able to sit down to talk that R&B nerd talk, right? We're
Right.
gonna get to the bottom of some good things with this music, man.
Yes, we are.
Right?
Yes, we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we bring to you Michael Keith of 112.
Yes, sir.
Yeesh.
Yes,
There he is, folks.
beautiful.
There he is.
Look at that.
You know, I just
Welcome,
thought.
sir. Welcome to Vibes and Convo.
Thanks for having me, man. Look, I just thought about something real funny and shit. Like, what if I had, as soon as y'all introduced me, I just took off? Hilarious, bro. I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me, my guy.
See, that's how you know this interview gonna be fun because he already thinking like us. That's some stuff we would have done.
Come on.
You know, just take off and shit, just, you know.
Right?
100, man.
Right?
But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. Peace and blessings.
Yeah.
Stay around.
Man.
That's what's up.
Come on, man. We about to talk that R&B nerd talk tonight.
Okay.
About to talk that R&B nerd talk, and we are glad that you are here, sir. Okay. First and foremost, these are for the people that's under the rock. We need to know who, what, and when. So when we say when, we're talking about like what's currently going on now, right? So who we didn't already discover is Michael Keith, right?
Deacon Mike.
Deacon Mike. Excuse
Deacon
me.
Mike now.
Excuse me.
Deacon
Deacon Mike.
Yeah,
Right.
I like
You can
that.
keep that if you want. You can keep that.
Yeah, look, I ain't been to church in 10 years, but I like it.
That's all.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. You
Hey,
ain't
it's
the
all
only
right.
one. You
All
ain't
kind
the
of churches.
only one.
Yeah. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And two is what? So what? Let's pause on the what. Can you tell us when you started doing music, where did it originally start from?
Give us your origin story, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm a Marvel fan, so I love a good origin story. But
Yes.
yeah, more Marvel than DC, but you know, that's for another interview.
That's
But
all good.
yeah, man. So my origins really started, man. It's like my whole mother's side of the family, they're all musicians, like they all sing, and you know, and it kind of came from that. So the crazy thing was, when I was growing up, I didn't really think singing was that much of a gift. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so because everybody around me could do it so easily. So when I would hear people sing in schools and in choirs and in, you know, things of that nature, and they couldn't hit the note or something, like, I'm like, well, why can't they do that? I mean, like, it's simple, just bada bing, bada boom. You know, in my mind, in my rudimentary mind, I wasn't really thinking that, you know, this was a gift from the Most High, and not everybody has that gift. So, you know, I'm just really downplaying my gift or whatever, man. And everywhere I go, I would just sing, and I'm like, oh, okay, what's the big deal? It wasn't until I got into the 12th grade. No, I take it back till I was 12 years old, where I got in choir for the first time. I was always in the band and couldn't play to save my life, but I was always in the band for some reason. But you know, because the band, you know what it was? Because the band challenged me. Singing never challenged me, you know what I mean? Because it was always easy. So the band was like something that I had to learn how to do or whatever. So so one of the teachers heard me sing and was like, yo, you're going into the music. This has always happened. Ever since people found out that I could sing, I get taken out of one class and get put into the other. Like for high school, I had 4 music classes a day.
Yeah. I feel you.
Like the teacher, her name was Mildred Fawcett, man. She forego all of my elective classes that I need to graduate. Right? She was like, "Nah, you're gonna stay in chorus. Like, we're gonna go ahead and talk to the teacher, and we're gonna make sure that you get your credit or whatever. But you gonna stay your ass in choir all day." I said, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you know what I mean? But that's pretty much where it started. The middle school, it was Crawford Long Middle School in Atlanta, and me and Deron were, because we were the same age in the same classes or whatever. And when I met the dude, I met him in summer camp, but we went to school together. And the dude was in the music room on the piano playing what is it, Mozart? Right. And now I'm thinking that the dude is taking classes and whatnot. No, he learned that from a McDonald's commercial. I'm telling my age now, man. But back in the 80s or whatever, it was just like this little white girl. She was trying to learn how to play, Mozart and or is it Beethoven? It's one of them. I think it's Beethoven.
Beethoven, you're right.
Beethoven. It's Beethoven. And she was learning how to play Beethoven, but she was singing the McDonald's song in her head while she was doing it and whatnot. And so the dude heard it from that and then took it from that. So that was crazy. And then I heard it and I went in there and started doing so he knew I could sing and vice versa. I knew he could play. It's Beethoven. And so we learning how to play Beethoven, but there's a mean ass delay on it right now, bro.
Delay or
sorry about that. Yep.
Yeah.
Fixed it.
Yeah, there it is. Fix it, Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Amen. So he and I was like really what was the genesis of 112. Like we the seed was planted in our heads at that point that we felt like we could actually, do something. And we graduated, went to high school, and that's where we met Reggie, AC, and y'all know we called him Gene at the time, but he's known as Slim. Yes. You know what I mean? So y'all know him as Slim, but he was Gene to us.
Yes.
So so it was pretty much me that recruited everybody. You know what I mean? I pulled everybody in. It was like, yo, like it wasn't even a question. It was like, yo, you singing now? You in this group? And they was like, oh, I am. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Come here, nigga. Your ass over here. Yeah. You belong to us now.
Greatness. You know what I mean? Like it was funny because they, nobody fought it. They were just like, all right, cool. And so, the meeting place was my grandmother's house, which is right down the street from the high school we attended. And Granny would go in there and she would like cook like chicken and green beans and cornbread and all this stuff. Like, so these foods is candy yams, all that good stuff. So these foods,
shout out grandma.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So she really was, was instrumental in us because we was singing our hearts out and we like, man, I'm hungry. My grandma was in there just cooking and loving every minute of it or whatever. So that's pretty much was the genesis of 112. So after I recruited everybody, the two older dudes, Reggie and AC, they were older than everybody else. Like we were still in like junior and freshman, you know what I mean? And they were seniors. So they left and had to, get real, quote unquote, real jobs or whatnot. So we went looking for another member. And at the time, Q Parker was, he was also in the high school as well. And then that's how he got recruited because we didn't want to do a 5-man group again. We wanted, we were doing Take 6 at that point. Like at that point, we were really big on Take 6 and whatnot. So we needed those 4-part harmonies and a lead because we felt like that dissonance we didn't necessarily need because it takes a real specific ear to hear that.
Right. Yes, it does.
Yeah. So the dissonance 7 and all. So it's kind of it was kind of weird, man. So we was like, you know what? They ain't gonna get all that, man. Like let's just do a 4-man group. And Boyz II Men was really big at the time too. So we really was emulating a lot of what Boyz II Men was doing at the time. So it was just that was the pretty much the genesis of 112 at that point. So we went out 112 with our managers at the time and couldn't get in because we were too young. So as P. Diddy Puff was walking into 112, we was like, yo, bro, we want to sing for you, whatever. And he turned around, him and his people, they turned around and was like, all right, start singing. And so I don't know if you guys have ever been to 112, the club 112 back in the day or whatever, but there used to be a line wrapped around the corner or whatnot, right?
Yes.
So it went from a line to a semicircle around us and stuff. So everybody was just listening to us sing, and we were singing everything. Take Six, Boys to Men, Commission. We were singing,
Yeah.
we were singing anything.
Crazy.
I was singing for y'all life.
In the
Hey,
middle
man.
of the parking lot?
That dude Puff was like, "Sing for your supper." You know what I mean? So get over there
Crazy.
and entertain us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and see that's the mark of, we knew we were ready. Like we were like, hell yeah. Like in our minds, we were like, people were looking at us like, are they gonna be ready? In our minds, we were like, hell yeah, bro. This is what we were waiting on. We were like, if this dude give us
Right.
something, because we were already seasoned. At that point, we were already singing in talent shows in Atlanta. Like we had won every talent show there was. You know what I mean? So
Y'all were killing it. Y'all were killing
yeah,
it.
bro. We could not wait for that man to give us the green light, bro. We went in there, we sung our hearts out. And he still wasn't he still was on the fence about 112 at the and not because of the talent, but at the time, Bad Boy was like, it was. I remember seeing a poster and it had a baby. He had a shirt off and he had like them hard ass white shoes that'll crack your ankles if they kick you and shit.
Yeah.
So dude had the little fake gun out like this. He had no shirt on, had a chain on, and underneath it it read strictly hip hop music. So at the time, Bad Boy was just strictly hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we was like, how we gonna get signed to this dude? And all he knows is hip hop. You know what I mean? So he was on the fence about it. We were on the fence about it, but at the same time, we were like, bro, we need a deal. You know what I mean? So if this dude is ready to sign us, then we're gonna go ahead and. But he was still on the fence. The three people that got him convinced to sign 112 was Usher, Faith Evans, and Kim Porter. We were on that. We was at Doppler Studio. We were at Doppler Studios in Atlanta, and Usher was working on he was working on his album when
his first album.
Every time I think of you.
Yeah.
He was working on that album, and Faith at the time she wasn't Faith Evans. She was a songwriter and she was a
writer, background singer.
All of that stuff, whatever. Like she was singing background for Mary J. Blige and all that stuff. So that's what she was doing at the time, whatever. So she just knew what she heard, and she was like, "Yo," she told Puffs like, "Yo, if you don't sign, this is how," and I quote, "If you don't sign them niggas, you fucking stupid," is what she said.
Direct.
And she told the truth. She told the truth.
Right.
Shout out to Faith.
Shout out to my
real quick, Mike. Real quick, Mike. I thought it's ironic that you brought that up. Like Bad Boy started off as a completely hip hop record label. It's ironic that you brought that up simply because Puffy was birthed out of the emergence of R&B and hip hop. Uptown Records had more R&B artists than hip hop artists.
Yeah, man, because at the time,
so you would think he would.
Hip hop wasn't really recognized as being, that pertinent in the music industry. Like, remember in the Grammys, there wasn't even a category for hip hop yet. You know what I mean? That's what Will Smith was tripping on. You know what I mean?
With R&B.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So that was the genesis of a lot of features that you like. The 90s brought in a lot of features and stuff because the rap artists wasn't getting the recognition and the notoriety that they needed. So what validated them was putting them with R&B artists and stuff like Method Man and Mary J. Blige. That you're all I need to get by. You know what I mean? It was, you know what I mean? It was that was the genesis of all that stuff, man. So,
exactly. Which is why also Kool Moe Dee, Big Daddy Kane had such crossover success because they went they incorporated so much R&B in their music.
Here's a fun fact for you. Treat them like you want to be treated. That's Puff dancing in the background. Too,
I know. Yeah. I remember that video like yesterday, brother. Yeah, it's crazy to go back and watch that now.
Yeah,
man.
Okay,
Father MC.
Now let's transition into we're gonna get to some detailed questions with you, right? So get to this R&B nerd talk, right? So we're gonna start with here we go right here. There you go, Timbo.
All right. So this is a question from me, sir.
Who are some of your vocal idols growing up?
Who did you look up to? Like before you even thought you were even going to do this thing, like who are you kind of like molding yourself after or kind of like taking bits and pieces from?
Gotcha. Well, growing up in the South in a real Christian family in the early 80s, you know, you really couldn't listen to a whole lot of hip hop growing up, or a whole lot of R&B, you know. So a lot of the things that I do are gospel oriented, you know what I mean? So a lot of my influences were the Winans, Commission, Take Six. That's what John P. Key, you know, those were the guys that started it for me. Shirley Caesar,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So those were, you know, the Pace Sisters.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Glory.
yeah. The Clark sisters, you know what I mean? So those was, yeah. And so those were the people that influenced me initially. And so I have this real husky voice or whatever. So my aunt from my mother's side, she came to my grandmother's house one day and she was like, I want you to listen to this person because I feel like your voice is similar to his. And I'm like, okay, cool. She gave me a CD of Donny Hathaway, right?
Yeah.
And instantly, bro, I'm telling you, instantly I fell in love. Like, I love Stevie Wonder, but my range isn't that high for Stevie. You know what I mean? But my range is right there where Donnie is. And I became like enthralled, man. I became like a disciple of this dude, man. Like and everything that he did, man. Like if I wanted to win anything vocally, I would just, for all we know,
Yeah.
meet again before you go. You know what I mean? And bro, you
Sing
talking
it,
about
Deacon Mike. Sing it.
so that's where it originated from, man. Like, and then of course, you know, 112 Sound. For those that don't know, 112 Sound is a culmination of two groups, Take Six and Commission. Like we would take,
I had a feeling.
Yeah, we would take the harmonies from Take Six, and then we would do the leads from Commission, like the way they or whatever.
Now that makes so much sense now.
Yeah, so we meld that. We meld the two groups together, man, and that's where the sound originated from. You know, so so Commission. So yeah, I would say so. My idols were Commission, Take Six, Donny Hathaway, John P. Key, Shirley Caesar, the Pace Sisters, the Clark sisters. You know, it was just real gospel oriented. And then once I could listen to R&B, of course, it was like, again, it was the Donny Hathaways.
Yeah.
And bro, I was a real big fan of KC from Jodeci. I'm talking about one of his biggest fans, because I felt like he and our voice was similar. Like we were what they call growlers. We can growl, or we go all that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the fact that he was from the South too, so I was like, he understood, you know, that chicken and grits, you know what I mean? So that's what that was. So, but yeah, man, those were like a lot of my influences, you know, growing up, man. I was really a real big fan of Jodeci, really big fan of Boyz II Men, but that was when I got in the group. Just me personally, it was more gospel, and then like KC of Jodeci, like that was like my dude right there, man.
Wow, bro, you just picked he was drawn from, basically he was drawn from Vocal Olympus. That's what he was doing the whole time.
Right, I was about to say, like,
every person he named is like, that makes sense then.
Right. Yeah. And those some heavy hitters too, bro. So you know, to
one of them.
Yeah, man. You know, to emulate them, man, it's like, bro, you got to come with it. You know, and I'm from that era that you had to come with it. You know what I mean? Like it was no half-assing. Either you could sing or you couldn't. You know what I mean? It's not what, you know, and not taking anything that's going on with today's music or whatever, man. But there's not a lot of proving vocally, you know, that you have to do, you know, in this industry. You know, it's like all the songs are pretty much, you know, they're cookie cutter, and
right.
It's only those who stand out from that, and that is something that I would encourage all the future singers and future artists, musicians of the world. Stand out, man. Stand out. Yeah. Be, you know, like trespass into the realm of the unknown. You know what I mean? Like go do something that you've never heard before. You know what I mean? Or get as close to it, get as close to that as possible. Like our whole goal was to be the bridge between Boyz II Men and Jodeci. That was the goal. Yeah. You know, because
good job, by the way. Good job. Great job, actually.
Yeah, because our theory was like, well, our whole mental is the trifecta, right? The three artists that's the tier above 112 in our mind. That was New Edition, Boyz II Men, and Jodeci. Yeah, like you can trace your R&B from those three.
Right.
The,
Perfect.
the way 112 did steps and stuff on the third album, that's New Edition.
New Edition.
The way we sing players and stuff, that's Jodeci. The way we did the harmony, that was Boys and Men. So we wanted to be that tier right up under the trifecta. So the trifecta can't be touched as far as we're concerned. You know, it was always New Edition, Boys to Men, Jodeci, and then 112 was underneath that tier, and then everybody subsequent. You know, so that was our goal, man.
Man, thank you for validating our thoughts and on our premonitions, man. Because every time we listen to y'all, we always said y'all were like the perfect marriage of almost everything R&B group wise. Like y'all did a little bit of what everybody else did, all in one.
Bro, that was the beauty of having 4 lead singles. You know what I mean? Like at the time, that was the beauty of it, and everybody understood their assignments and whatever.
No, 4 lead singers. I see it. 4 lead singers. Call that what it is.
Everybody contributed equally, and everybody had their own part. So nobody stepped on. You know, it wasn't too Michael Keith's. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too Slim's. Yeah. So everybody had their role, and you just had to figure out what your role was, and then just do it, you know, to perfection, and you already shined or whatever. Like I know it to a lot of people, it seemed like Slim was the de facto lead singer and whatnot, but that was by design as well. You know what I mean? Like we did that by because it just made sense. Like he had I have a very powerful voice, but you've heard my voice before, from the David Ruffins to the Casey's to the, you know what I mean? Like you've heard my voice. Right. The Eddie Leverts and whatnot, the Gerald Leverts, you've heard, you know, in some way, shape, form, fashion, you've heard my voice before. You've never heard anybody.
Slim just cut different though.
Yeah, like Slim.
Nobody sounds like Slim, so that was smart.
Nobody sounds like that dude, man. Like nobody sounds like that dude. Stevie Wonder, Slim, El DeBarge, you know, like it's those cats that the voice that as soon as you hear it, you know, like you ain't got to worry about like, oh, who was that? You know what I mean? Like, man, who was it? Like, so that was the plan.
Question.
Absolutely. So when you heard Slim's voice, you automatically knew what that was 112.
So that was speaking of 112.
Speaking of 112.
This next question here. All right, Deacon Mike, what is your favorite 112 album and why?
That's a great question, bro. What is your favorite 112 album and why?
And I hope you can answer this because I can't. I can't. I really can't.
It's different for me, man, because you know I hate that cliche ass answer that everybody gets. Oh, well, they're all my babies and I love them equally. No, that's bullshit, right? Because my first album, it took me 19 years to make. You feel what I'm saying? So I would so with that being said, just raw talent, not knowing what I was doing and just being in the moment and saying, screw it, I'm in it, let's do it. I say the first album is my favorite album.
I feel you.
Yeah, the first album, because it just took it took me 19
years.
Like to make that album, bro, I had to literally move from Atlanta, fly to New York, never been on a plane before, fly to New York, and just uproot everything that I knew as a culture. And I just knew that anything that was familiar, like I had to take what is it? I had to have a tutor. You know what I mean? Like it was a 180. You know what I mean? Like from going from, you know, this kid from Atlanta, inner city Atlanta, Georgia, and then get thrust into the big city. You know, what my mama called it Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lord, if we ain't trying to find out.
Yeah, you from the South.
Good God Almighty, bro. But yeah, so I was uprooted, bro. Like my whole world had changed, man. It was for the good, you know what I mean? But it was definitely a culture shock. And you know, and this was around the time where, you know, the Southerners were still looked upon from Northerners like we were unintelligent and we were slow and all this other stuff too, man. You know, we could play ball, we could entertain, but as far as like being intellectuals and stuff like that, man, it was like unheard of. You know, you was either from New York or you wasn't. You know what I mean? So we had to fight that stigma. You know what I mean? So it was a whole lot of things that were going on, and all the while we still like young men, still trying to figure out who we are as people. Like, bro, it took me damn near to be 30 to at least get an idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I still don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like in all things or whatever. So that first album, bro, that was the most memorable. I met some amazing people. Tim and Bob was very influential on our first album. They helped create that 112 sound. So big shout out to as well.
Hell yeah. Shout out Tim and Bob, man.
Shout out Tim and Bob, man.
Hell yeah.
Those
especially
dudes,
you,
man. Tim. Listen, bro, like people always say, man, they were the next Jam and Lewis and stuff, man. I think they were the first Tim and Bob, bro. You know what I mean? And they were just amazing together as a unit. So, big shout out to them, man. Like I love it. Like they knew us back in '94. They met us in '94. And yeah, initially, here's a fun fact for you. We were initially supposed to be signed to Rowdy Records with Dallas Austin.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we was initially supposed to be signed.
Rewind. Hold up.
Yeah, like that man, that shook things up right
y'all
there.
was supposed to be signed by the legend himself.
Yep, Dallas Austin. Because what happened was because we wanted to represent Atlanta. We wanted the world to know that these 4 quote unquote country bumpkins from Atlanta could actually, be, superstars and whatnot, bro. So we wanted to be represented. So we didn't want to go anywhere. It was either LaFace, So Def, or Rowdy Records that we wanted to, be signed because they was all based in Atlanta at the time. So that was the goal, man. Our managers at the time, they knew Dallas, and at the time Dallas was working with he was working with Boyz II Men. He was doing their second album. Tim and Bob,
the 2 album.
Yep. And he was working on TLC, working on TLC next album, and he was working with Madonna at the time. So he was allowing us to be at his studio, Dark Studios, in Atlanta. He was allowing us, so we would immediately leave from high school and go straight to Northside, go to his studio and stay there until like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. Just to absorb and just to sing to whomever would listen. And we meet people like Joy and Boyz II Men would come in, and TLC would come in, Usher came in, and it was just all of these artists coming in and out of Dark Studios and stuff, man. So that was like, yo, I'm grooming these dudes to be my new R&B artist, right? But he got super busy. We felt like now was the time, like it was the time for us to get signed and the whole nine. Now, keep in mind, with us doing all of that, being in the studio and the whole nine, he never signed us. We were never signed to any kind of production deal or anything like that. It was just like, yo, I like y'all. I want y'all to develop, keep growing, and we did it for like a year straight, like a year of development.
That's still dope.
Yeah. Just to learn up under that dude, man, it was just like, because his mind is so amazing, bro. Like Dallas Austin is one of them ones, bro. Like he rarely gets talked about, and in that light, he's right up there with the Jermaines of the world, the world. He's just one of those type of dudes, man. He's just super intelligent, super genius, bro, and just it's a real easygoing guy, man. Like, and I'll forever love him for that, man, for allowing us to just be in this thing. Because he could have easily like, man, get these niggas up out of here, man. Like, what are they doing? Getting on everybody's nerves, singing and shit. He could have easily shut all down, man, and he didn't.
Right.
So we came to him. We was like, yo, bro, we believe in loyalty. We don't want to go anywhere. We want to get signed to Rowdy. Is that something that you're interested in doing? And he looked at us and he was like, man, respectfully, bro, like, I love y'all. I've grown to love y'all. Y'all my brothers. But right now, I don't have the time to sign you boys, man. Like, I can sign y'all. Now, keep in mind, when he said that to us, it was like July of that year. And like, I can sign y'all in January, which was, the following year, whatever. But Puff came down. Puff came down, and he was actually, here's another fun fact for you. Outkast's first video, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, Puff directed the video.
Yep.
So he was down in Atlanta directing the video, and he was just making his rounds around Atlanta. And one of the stops was at Dallas studio, because he was like, I'm learning how to be a super producer, and what better way to do that than to be up under Dallas and be at Dark Studios or whatever. It just so happens that 112 was there at the same time, and that's how we got the initial introduction with Puff. It wasn't anything formal or anything. We just like, what up or whatever. So he heard that, Dallas got this group, but I want to see what they're about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then after we did the whole thing where we sung for him. We sung for him. That was after the fact, after the initial meeting, whatever.
Yeah.
Then like a couple of days later, we sang for him, at 112 and whatnot. And after Dallas gave us the news that he didn't want to sign us, Puff swooped in and was like, "Yo, I'll sign y'all tomorrow, bro. Like, what's happening?" And we were like, we going to New York. You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
yeah, so that's how that happened, bro. It was just like we believed in loyalty. We were appreciative of the fact that this dude, because Dallas and Dark felt like home to us. We felt like we were gonna be signed to Dark. Tim and Bob was signed to Dark at the time. We were Dallas at the time as producers. They were gonna do our first album. It was gonna be beautiful, bro. We was gonna put this incredible. Now, to be honest with you, that album probably would have sounded way different than what the original album sounded like. But I believe
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it still would have been dope though. But it definitely would have been way different than what the first album initially turned out to be.
Yeah. Well, thank God for God's timing.
Come on.
God's gift. Shout out, Meredith. We see you there, Mama. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, timing is everything.
It's everything along with natural talent. God.
That's right.
God.
Amen. Now, this next question here.
Now, this is definitely from me. I had to dig with this one. Now, what was going on around the time that you recorded True Colors off the Q Mike Slim Deron album that made you deliver that song the way you did, bro?
Honestly, bro.
You and your bag on there.
Hey, listen, bro. And I hate. Let me tell you why I hate answering these kind of questions, because no, listen, bro. Like, and I gotta confess, bro.
It's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah. The reason why I hate answering these questions is because I feel like I be letting y'all down with the answer. Because I know y'all be looking for this prolific, profound kind of vibe that I was going through so much and my heart was broken, bro. I was smoking a pack of Black and Milds a day. All that shit, bro. It really, man, was just, hey, bro, go in there and sing that shit. And I was like, all right, and that's really what it was, bro. It's like it wasn't nothing to it. It was just like I'm really good at interpreting what you want me to do. Like when I saw him play, for example, on the Part 3 album. Like when Deron produced it, it's like, bro, give me some of that chicken and grits or whatever. I'm like, what you talking about? I'm like, he's like, yeah, do something. And then I just did it, bro. I wasn't in no zone. I wasn't, heartbroken and no shit like that. I wasn't,
right.
I wasn't in no kind of, it was just go in there and knock it out and execute, bro. And I think that just comes from, my ability to, just the gift God gave me. And because I really don't take singing seriously. But when I go in the booth to sing, I don't take that shit seriously, if that makes sense. It's like, just go in there and do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I tell all my vocal students, man, like, stop doing this and do this. You feel me? So stop thinking about that note and just sing it. Just fucking sing it. And so that's, and so I live by that, bro. I just go in there and go Super Saiyan. So it's
no doubt you did that, brother.
Super Saiyan.
But if you want me to lie, bro, I can take. Oh man, y'all was going through it, bro. Like, God, bro, Shawty broke my heart, bro. Like,
there it go.
I was just like, oh my God, put me in the booth, Shawty.
There it go.
I need an AKG2 stat, bro. Like, you got to get me in the booth, man. Like, but nah, bro, it's really
getting
about
your KC on.
Yeah, man. It was just, hey, go in there and channel KC, bro. Like, so never love again.
Yeah.
It was just that go with it, man. And I was just like, all right, cool. Barely knew the song. So I was in there reading the paper as I was singing and shit. They was like, bro,
wow.
Because we hear that crumbling sound and shit. So
right. Right.
Because I'm like,
you're giving us so much game right now, bro.
Yeah, man, it's so funny, bro. It's the funniest thing too, man. Because they, Luke, I'll give you a tip. I give when I give all of my singing, when I vocal produce and everything like that. So for those who have a problem with smacking when you're on the mic and it sounds like you're smacking and stuff, keep your mouth open before you sing. So because naturally, if you close your mouth, you're gonna smack. You're gonna a smack sound when open your mouth. But right before you sing, just open your mouth and then sing. That way you eliminate that. You eliminate. It's something. It's stuff like that, man.
That's perfect.
That's a good
That's
tip.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's a
Man,
real
that's
good tip.
perfect. Yeah.
to eliminate that smacking, man. You gotta-
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
All right. So
Jeez.
let's go. Let's move to something a little bit more nerdy. A little bit more nerdy.
Okay.
Okay.
So now this is really on the real technical part, and it's good that you brought up those studio takes, right? Because this is
Yeah.
where this is going, but it's more on the live side. What do you prefer for a live show mix? The original key or lowering it a half step?
Now, okay. So here's the secret.
And we know
Here-
this happens.
Here's the secret for it. Once you get into that legacy phase of your life, i.e., the Frankie Beverly's and Mays of it all or whatever,
Mhm.
is we naturally take all our music down a key or
Yeah.
two. You know what I'm
I
saying?
figured.
Right.
Just for because at that point you would have had the equivalent of 30, maybe 40 plus years of singing.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I don't care who you are. You can be the best singer in the world. You sing for 30 years and it's gonna take a toll on you. So thank God in almost it'll be 30 years for us next year. So thank God we haven't had a need to lower the key,
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
but we know at some point it's coming. So hopefully hopefully in my second, before I try to hit a note and shit on myself, they lower the key from you out there trying to hit that D in there. You like, oh my white pants.
Oh,
Not that I know.
Who was it?
No, yeah.
Mr. Pants.
He like, nope, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
Situation. So rather than no, we haven't done that. And let me say that, bro, because there's a lot of things, man, that I don't like that's done. Like
Speak
I
on
would hope that I never have to change the key of any one of our songs, because like thank God Slim and I can still sing in that original key. But it's all in how you prepare, how you take care of your voice as well. You know what I mean? So, but we're fans of music, man, and we study music and we vocalize it. Like, bro, I got 4 years of operatic training as well, so that's another thing that has kept me from messing up my voice and stuff like that as well, man. So I was actually an opera singer. I actually had a scholarship to a university, whole nine or whatever, man, for opera singing. But I'm like, bro, you can't get the girls with opera, nigga. Like, what if you know? so I'm going R&B.
Who lied and said that?
Right. You know what I mean?
Man.
You over there. You over there singing Pavarotti, man. Ain't nobody gonna understand that shit, man. But yeah, so I would love, the original key, to answer your question. The original key for me, I love that. I hate auto-tune. It's sacrilegious to me as a singer. Keep like because on the EP that Slim and I did last year, right? Well, it's a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like all the producers that and again, that's that programming. They automatically put auto-tune on my voice. And I'm like, bro, what's that? They're like, man, we just put a little tune up so to keep you in. I said, bro, I'm in tune. You know what I mean? Like, what you talking
Right.
about? But y'all gotta understand, man, for new singers, auto-tune is sacrilegious, bro. Like that's an insult, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to suggest that you need auto-tune. Like I said, bro, I don't need no auto-tune, man. Like, just tell me what the key is and then I'll go from there, whatever. And then so if you go back and listen to the EP, like you'll hear like my voice has none of that auto-tune on it. I just can't. I have a vibrato. I got a real heavy vibrato. I sing with him, so it's kind of it'll battle.
You'll throw it off.
Right.
You'll throw it off. Yeah.
So it sounds like my note is off or whatever because of that. And I'm like, bro, I'm hitting the note you want me to hit. It's just that auto-tune is fighting. Turn that auto-tune off and see what happens. I do it, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, you good, bro. So yeah, man,
Right.
I those couple of things, man. Like changing the key, no. Auto-tune, no. Like forget about it, bro.
See, yeah,
Thank God
it's
for
crazy
you,
that you
sir.
spoke about the auto tune because the auto tune, I don't think it sounds good with every voice. Like
It doesn't.
everybody you can't just put it on everybody.
You really
It's
can't.
just
You can't.
And you can't
T-Pain-
use it in your kind of way either. T-Pain
Yeah,
mastered
exactly.
that bad boy.
T-Pain mastered
He's
it.
one of the few.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's
He's
it.
one of the few. And there's a difference, everybody, audience. There's a difference between a vocoder and auto tune. Okay,
Completely, yes.
Teddy
Speak on it.
Riley, was it Roger and Zapp, Roger
Yeah.
Troutman?
Right.
Those,
Right.
those are vocoders. Vocoders was created back in the World War II to like
Yep.
decode, like have code, so you wouldn't be able to determine what what the next person was saying to like the unit or headquarters or anything like that. And then the genius of black people, we took the vocoder and turned it into something musical and turned it into something special and stuff. So there's a difference between an auto tune and a vocoder.
That's right.
Yeah, man, put some of that Teddy Riley. Oh, you want a vocoder? What's that? I was like, no, just a little auto tune.
Right.
So you want the T-Pain? Okay, so say you want T-Pain. Don't say Teddy Riley.
You know what? That is a better description. The T-Pain.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, just tell me you want the T-Pain. You know what I'm saying? Just tell me you want that T-Pain.
Thank you for speaking on that, brother.
Man,
thank
that
you
was
so much.
that was so.
That's game 101 right there, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's changed.
this type of stuff we be preaching on here all the time, bro. All the time. Like, because let's not get it twisted. Like, we don't just like champion everything R&B. We do our best to educate too, because we know there's a gap, a huge gap as far as the history of this thing or whatever. So we do the best we can to like try to differentiate what's real R&B, what isn't, what that includes, what it takes to be considered an R&B art. Like, we really do the history on that stuff here. And you just help solidify a lot of that. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Man.
Yes.
Let's where do we want to go to next?
Yeah, next question.
Oh, here we go.
Next question.
All right.
Okay.
Now that's gonna make you think a little bit.
Y'all be so thrown off when you hear my answer.
No, I bet y'all won't. Go ahead. I bet
if
y'all
you are
won't.
stuck on an island and you can only listen to one album, which album are you listening to?
Nirvana, Nevermind.
Yes. Come on with it.
Okay.
Hey. That's a joint on there.
Nirvana, Nevermind. Bro, listen, I grew up listening to rock music, bro. I was a fan of Nirvana, obviously, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, System of a Down, Papa Roach.
Yeah, that was that era though.
Yeah, see, that was the era. That was that grunge. Well, they hate when it's called grunge or whatever, but that was the era that I grew up in. So, I got introduced. AC, he was in the group. He introduced me to Nirvana back in '91. And from that point on, my whole world, I just love the freedom that rock music just gave you, whatever. Like in R&B, you stuck in a box. You can only talk about being in love, being out of love. You go into the club to find love. You just left the club and you just had some love. You know what I mean? Like it was just you had to stay within that box, like confined in a box of what you could sing about or whatever. And my mind was just somewhere everywhere, bro, when it came to music. And I'm like, why can't we talk about some of the stuff that the rock music talk about, whatever? But I get it. Society will have you, will dictate the way that music is. You can sing about that all you want to. You won't sell a record, but you can sing about that. So that's what like you're in the music business. You know what I mean? Like if you want to go sing in a choir somewhere, you want to go sing karaoke at somebody's club or something like that. You can sing whatever you want to sing. But in the music business, we had to understand, like, there you can have artistic freedom to a point. You know what I mean? Like within this confine, you can be free. And so that was what we had to learn. But just on our own and just in my downtime, man, I'm listening to rock music, bro, because it just sounds so freeing to me. You know what I mean? Like so I would definitely say like that first album that it sounds so free, bro. It was so rebellious and it was so like I don't give a fuck. Like it was just that mentality, man, and I can appreciate that because as an R&B singer, like I said, you're just confined to certain songs.
Right.
You can't really sing about too much stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I 100% feel you on that one. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man, the chat is live tonight, man.
Yes,
shout out to the chat, man.
Oh yeah. Thank you for that, man. AC/DC was at the Cleveland Brown Stadium today.
Oh, what?
That's great.
That's badass.
Home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So
hey, speaking of Hall, I want to shout out my homeboys, Dre and Big Boy, Outkast for being nominated the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they made it this year. They made it.
Dope.
They
Yeah,
did.
that's
They made
dope.
it.
That's another A-Town. That's another A-Town staple right there, man. It's like that's what 112 aspires to, just to be a staple in Atlanta with so many artists. It's extremely challenging to stand out amongst the crowd or whatever, man. And I feel like our day is due. We're
Oh
gonna
yeah, most definitely.
but yeah, it's R&B isn't as quote unquote dynamic and demonstrative as hip hop. So we get sought after later on after everything done died down or whatever. But I feel like our time is coming too. So
Right, right.
yeah. But I would like to see a lot more Black awards being presented to 112. Like we have yet to get a Soul Train award. We don't have an
I
NAACP
just
award.
thought about that right now that you was talking about awards. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, we got Grammys, we got Moonman, we got all the white people awards, man. But as far as us, like NAACP and Soul Train awards, like we don't have BET awards, we don't have any of those, man. So let's step it up. Let's get our shit together. Because
That's a crying shame.
yeah, man. Because
You would
we feel like
think.
we're part of-
You would think.
You would think.
Right.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, we got to get that together.
that's
We gotta
crazy.
get that
Yeah,
together
we
for
definitely
y'all.
got to get that together.
Yeah,
We
man.
definitely.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we would love, all joking aside, man, we would just love to, just have those awards as well. Just, even if it's lifetime achievement awards at this point, because we're not producing any music at this point. But so,
Right.
even if it's just lifetime achievement awards, man, it's just having those awards. It's just something about having a BET award, something about having a Soul Train award, because that's what we grew up looking at. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's awesome to be a Grammy Award winner. It's awesome to have an MTV Moonman Award. It's awesome to have all those accolades and things of that nature, man. But we would just love to have some of those awards that were built specifically for us. We would love to have.
Us, right.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I feel you.
How did this? We don't
I
even know
know.
how that developed. That's crazy.
We're gonna have you back on the show to discuss that. 'Cause that's an episode right
I
there.
would, I would love to
Right.
come. I would love to come in.
Oh wow, man.
Here we
Crazy.
go.
All right, here's my question. This is my last question, man. Will we ever get a Mike album?
We did. 2008.
What?
That's what I thought. Okay.
What?
It's
Okay.
good that we asked that because
okay.
okay.
All
Now we can.
Well,
Now we can.
All right,
2008, I put a solo album out. It was called Michael Keith. It's on it was on an independent label. It was called Farina Records, and it might have sold 3. but yeah, it was a really dope ass album, bro. And actually one of the songs, I put one of the songs on Instagram, that Off Up in the Bedroom.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It sounded
Yep.
operatic. Yeah, so that
Mhm.
was actually the lead song on that album, man. But yeah, 2008, I put an album out.
Because that was like the thing that was the talk. It was like, because we got Slim, then we got Q's, then and then we was like, where's Mike's? But Mike's was on it, and okay. See,
Yep.
We happy that you cleared that up.
Yeah, man. Yep. 2008 is called Michael Keith. So yeah, the album. I think because I wrote it, entirely. Like it was just me and the producers, bro. Like it was, so it took a minute, but I was encouraged and I was hype about it, man, and inspired by it because I knew that people were number one. If you're not a 112 fan, you don't really know that I can sing that well. You know what I mean? You think you know I'm in the group. You know I'm in the group, but unless you're a 112 fan, a real 112 fan, like you really don't know just to what the Deacon Mike, if you will, like you don't know what that is. So I was, people were like really wondering what it was going to sound like, and a lot of people thought it was going to be a whole bunch of hooping and hollering and stuff like that, but it really wasn't. It was really a lot of. I had to be vulnerable in that, and I was in a relationship at that time too, and actually I had a fiance, and that's a whole nother story, but she broke my heart, bro, and so I had to now that's a
there you go.
There we go.
Story right there, bro. So that whole
I will have the album tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go through that whole relationship with
just to
with
complete the whole collection, bro. I gotta have it tomorrow.
Yep, it's called Michael Keith, bro. That's the album. But yeah, so I put that out in 2008.
Well,
Okay.
that completely ethers my question, but I'm still happy with the result. I'm gonna thank you for expounding on that and also educating us on the album that you put out that people didn't even know it was out, or at least I didn't anyway. So
Yeah,
thank you for that.
yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will have it in my
take a
possession
listen to
tomorrow.
it. Yeah, definitely check it out,
Man.
bro.
Oh, I'm on it. I'm already on it. Consider that
A
done.
quick pivot because you said something about like people not knowing, you know, how good of a vocalist and how good of an artist you are because unless they're like 112 fans,
Mhm.
I can actually bring a short story. There was a time, it was a few years ago, you guys performed out in San Diego,
Okay.
and I was at the show. I was probably about like
You wasn't fighting nobody, was you? You wasn't fighting nobody. Just ain't okay.
nah.
Make sure it wasn't.
It's about
you bring
4 or
up no
5
lawsuits.
rows. This dude is making up stuff. I was about 4 or 5 rows back, but
Okay.
so you guys went into Playa, right? And you know, it gets past the bridge and I just remember looking over to the left, like I'm standing up, I'm going crazy. I'm like, hey, sing that, right? And the people next to me was like, I don't remember them sounding like that. And to me, it was like, all right, there it goes. Like, you're not a 112 fan. Like, you know, like you heard what you heard, but you're not a
Right.
112 fan. So
Right.
the way you're hearing it right now is not what
Right.
you know. Yeah. So
Right.
that made me think of that when you said that. That was crazy.
Yeah, there's varying degrees of fandom, bro, and you got the people that listen to the singles and they love 112 for that, and then you got people that will actually delve into the albums and really realize that it was because a lot of people, if you're not a real, and I don't want to say because it sounds derogatory by saying just a real 112 fan, but those that really take the time to delve deeply into 112's into our lore or whatever, you'll find out that yo, man, all of them cats could sing. You know what I mean? Like all of them cats could sing in their own right. It wasn't one dude was better than the other, whatever. Like equally, it was at the time the 4-man, iteration of the group, man. It was just a really like everybody had their own roles. We kind of likened ourselves to the Chicago Bulls. We knew who Michael Jordan was, who Pippen was, we knew who Steve Kerr was, and we knew who Tony Kukoc was. You know what I mean? So that was the mindset that we had or whatever. But it is refreshing when people listen to like Player or That's How Close We Are or True Colors. It's something that I'm missing you on the third album as well. And then but I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So this one time, man, it was like in the part 3 era around that time, so 2000 2001 or whatever. And this girl, she came up to me and she was like, yo, it's this one song y'all got on this album. I think it's called I think she said it was either Missing You as Player. It was one of those. She was like, I'm just trying to figure out who's that singing. I mean, like we all know who Slim's voice is. And I know who Q voice is, and I know that Deron comes in on the second verse. So I'm just trying to figure out. I said, well,
pretty much answered your question.
If it ain't the other
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, man, it was just real funny, man. And after I said, so when I gave her the BB on straight face, she was like, I can't believe I just said. I said, I can't believe you just said that shit either. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, I sound talking wise, I sound exactly the way I sing. You know, just that hip. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing for you to I'm a player. Yeah, it's the come on, bro. It's the same thing, whatever. So that I thought it was real funny, man. But therein lies the word fan. A fan is fanatic. So as just fanatic, bro.
Right.
That's why there are chosen few that do what you do. Everybody is fans of it. So
exactly.
Because if they could do what you do, they would get that stuff already.
They would get it. But that joke, I felt like that was some real funny shit. I was just like, man, you got to be shitting me. So.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
All right. So now we're gonna transition to coming out of the question phase, and now we're gonna transition over, and I'm gonna pass the mic over to my brother Sequel 2297 and let him introduce you on where we going.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. Now here's the fun part of the interview that I would like to call vibe or slide. All right. Now there's no right or wrong answer for this.
Okay.
It's just mainly to give us more insight on you, where your head's at, what you're feeling like today, things of that nature. Just yes or no questions, or if even not even really that's yes or no. It's your opinion, but they're not right or wrong answers. All right.
Let's get it.
Okay. All righty. Let's start off with something simple for this week's Vibe or Slide. Hot or cold?
Warm.
Dude, I
I don't
do
like
know.
I don't like extremes, bro. For some reason, bro. Like I don't like it too cold. I don't like it too hot, bro.
I feel you. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. This is all you.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Being you from the ATL, drums or flats?
I'm a drum man. I'm a drum man. Give me a drumlet all day long. Put lemon pepper on that.
My dog. My dog.
Drum man.
Yeah. Drum agents.
I will say,
drum agents.
let me say this real quick too, because the chicken industry has been shitting on us for the longest, bro. And it's time that it's about time to revolt and we stand up against the man and we just tell these people that y'all got to put more chicken in our damn meals and shit. Think about this for a second. They give you, I'm serious as hell about this shit, man. I know I'm laughing, but I'm serious. When they give you a 2-piece, what do they give you? A leg and a thigh, right?
A leg and a thigh every time.
A leg and a thigh. All right. Where's your thigh? They're giving you 1 piece of chicken, bro. They just chopped it.
They just chopped it.
They just chopped it into 2 pieces, bro. The thigh and the leg is connected, my boy. That's 1 piece. Okay, so you sons of bitches. Where's the camera? You sons of bitches been playing us for too long. It's time that it ends today.
Oh, today.
Exactly. Somebody get Colonel Sanders on the.
Oh my god. Hey, we gotta put that.
Our brother Kurt Quinn from Vibes and Cabo said lemon pepper Mike.
Lemon pepper Mike, I like it. I like it. I'm going to Magic City. Going to Magic City. Me and those lemon pepper Luke.
Look, we gotta get you a sponsorship with Popeyes, man. We get the Deacon Mike special.
On the lemon pepper. Oh, no.
All right. Okay, let's keep it going. All right. Being you from the A, Slutty Vegan or Houston's?
Slutty Vegan.
Got you. All right.
Slutty Vegan.
All right. Old school or new school?
Depends on what you talking about. Old school ride or old like what's old school like? So you old school music. I prefer old school. Forget about it. Old school.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Now, this was a stab in the dark from my research team, so don't fault me for this one.
Okay.
Decatur High or Columbia High?
Neither one, bro. I'm from Atlanta, bro. That's East Side. That ain't even Atlanta. Okay, here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah, break it down.
For all of those, like, okay, so a lot of artists claim they're from Atlanta, and these cats really are not from Atlanta. I don't really want, you know what? No, I'm naming them. Ludacris is not from Atlanta. Okay.
Luda
is from Chicago. That boy was born in Chicago. Okay. Jeezy, he claims that the boy is from Macon, Georgia, by way of South Carolina. Okay. So that boy I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Cleveland Avenue in southeast side of Atlanta. I am born and raised Zone 3 from Atlanta. Okay.
So, all right.
So yeah. So I get real, I get real.
It's all good. As you should.
Because a lot of these So I'm saying all that to say, when I was growing up, you had the east side, the west side, the north. See, right now in Atlanta, it's just since a lot of people are coming in, migrating from other cities and whatnot. It like the hoods ain't really hood no more because everybody's in it and they commingle and whatever. So
Yeah.
like we would never really go to the east side unless we were going to try to holler at, you know, girls or whatever, because they had all the, in our mind, they had all the, you know, the now I won't say the cute girls, but they had the girls who had money and cute, right?
Yeah.
So, on the west side, the girls would try to fight you and shit, but they was cute too. But on the south side, you know, like it was all our cousins and shit, so we couldn't really, you know, mess with them. And then you never messed in the north. You never did anything in the north side because, you know, police will beat your ass. So
Yeah.
that's, you know, that's whatever. But east side, that's where Columbia High, Southwest DeKalb, all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
bro, they always look down on Atlanta. They felt like because they had more money and whatever, they always look down on Atlanta. So you know, we got it out for them cats or whatever. No, but it's all good though, bro. Cause we want a lot of talent shows in at Columbia and Southwest DeKalb and all that stuff too. So, but yeah, growing up, we ain't like them little cities, whatever, because they wasn't Atlanta. They claim Atlanta now. Like they always, bro, I'm from the A. No, you're not. You're from Stone Mountain or some shit like that. You're not from Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
All right. Give me just a second. Let me shoot my research team for a second. We go ahead and shoot.
Yeah, man. Hey, bro. There you go. Hey, send a man, bro. Send a man. Ricky.
All right. Moving on.
Ricky.
Oh wow. Okay. East side or west side?
See, I just got finished cussing the east side out, so I'm gonna have to say west. Well, here's the thing. Musically, I'm gonna have to say east side because that's where that's where I originated from. Like, you know, like I'm from the south, but you know, because we're Bad Boy, I'm gonna go ahead and say the east side, man. Just that New York and that down south New York kind of energy or whatever, man. So big shout out to my people up top too. So yeah, I'll say east side.
Most definitely. Yeah, that's what I was saying too, music wise. I'd like to leave it open ended to see what you jump at, but
yeah. East side.
It's all good. All right. AT Alien, Falcons or Hawks? What games do you prefer?
Red and black. You better understand it, bro. Boy, we got a hell of a defense this year too, bro. And let me tell you about Falcon fans too. We are so gung ho about the team until the first day. When we lose by 71 points, bro, it's heartbreaking because we look preseason, we look amazing. That red and black, boy, we be killing them.
Yeah.
Get on that field and they kill us every time, bro. And then we don't lose enough to get into the top top 10 draft with them, man. So it's like you stuck in that neutral area. Like we the Switzerland of the NFL, bro. It's the craziest shit. Man.
Oh dang!
So I hate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they you love them, but you hate them at the same time. Bro. Like it's crazy. But I'm red and black all day, bro. Forget about it. Red and black.
Definitely. That's what's up. All right. Back into the music. Let's lean more towards the music now. Slow songs or up tempo songs?
Ooh, see, we made our bones off of up tempo songs. We were considered the first R&B group, hip hop R&B group. So just for that alone,
officially.
I would say, officially. So you know, it was us and Mary J. Blige as far as like bringing with the sound that is today as far as R&B is concerned.
Right.
112 was the genesis of that sound. You know what I mean? 'Cause before us, nobody was singing. You know, because I'm aging myself again. You know, back when they had cassettes. They had an A side and they had a B side, and the B side is where all the R&B singers would do their up tempo, and then they would oversing the up tempo song. So the beauty of working with a guy like Puff, you know, outside of all that crazy shit that's going on right now, but like him as a producer, I'm just talking about as a producer.
Definitely as a producer.
Right.
Yeah, as a producer, the dude is like. What was that commercial where he said we didn't invent the tire, we just made it better?
Yeah.
That was pretty much who Puff was when it came to that, man. Like he didn't invent a lot of the things that you heard. He just made it better, right? So our philosophy was, bro, we didn't want to sing up to both records. Like for a fun fact, we hated Only You initially. Our first single, we hated it. We felt like the world wasn't gonna understand. Like, man, we're vocalists and we weren't able to do all these runs and all this other stuff or whatever. And Puff pulled us into the room and he was like, "Yo, let me explain something to y'all, man. when y'all create these songs, you have to think as though you're in a club drunk trying to holler at a girl. And we was like, what you talking about? Like, so if you drunk, right? And I'm talking about the average Joe, not me singing or anything. The average Joe, if he trying to holler at a girl, that girl ain't gonna want to hear all that. If you can't sing, you gonna tear her ear up. But if you in there and you drunk and you hear, girl, I want to be with you. No smooth, no one else, only you. Why can't we just make it? You know what I'm saying? Like just real smooth. Just real smooth, like she gonna be like, oh shit, man, I need you. You know what I'm saying?
Their response,
and it made it feel still R&B, like as funky and hip hop driven that that's like it still felt R&B because of what y'all added to it. Like,
man.
Still one of my favorites to hear in the club.
Yeah, man. But that was extremely challenging for us because in a sense we felt like we had to dumb it down in order to make it make sense. But instead of looking at it like we dumbed it down, we just transformed ourselves and just instead of being these dudes that was like super, just super vocalists and able to run and do riffs and all that sort of stuff, we were like, bro, how can we still get our message across and simplify it? You know what I'm saying? Because if you simplify it, then the masses are gonna gravitate towards it a lot easier than if it like everybody understands 2 + 2 = 4. But if you hit them with a quadratic equation, niggas gonna be like, bro, what is you talking about? You know what I mean? Most people, you know what I mean? But for the majority's sake, we understand 2 + 2 = 4. Simplify. You know what I mean? So that was the beauty of that record, man. We had to simplify the hell out of that song, bro. And it took us a while to get it, but once we got it, we were like, okay, this is our niche. This is what's gonna separate us from the Dru Hills, from the Jagged Edges, from the Az Yets, and you know what I mean? Like, because they singing their asses off.
Right.
But we're gonna come in with that up tempo and we're gonna groove and our music can be able to get mixed into some hip hop shit at the same time. And so that's what kept us moving. The fact that we was able, to take It's Over Now and then do the Quiet Storm with Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? That was the mentality that we had with our music and stuff, man. So definitely I would say just off of the love alone, I would say up tempo records. Give me up tempo. Okay. Although I do appreciate a good love song. I do appreciate a good slow song,
and you can sing them too.
And I can sing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, right.
My preference, bro, and what's got me this far, I would say the up tempo shit, bro. All day. Forget about it.
Got you. Also, I would love to doggone compliment you on y'all use of that first single. Your use of swells, like going with the airy vocals instead of going hard nose. But that just really smoothed that thing on out. Like it was just the way it felt, it just cut through by itself. Like you had to, if you were R&B head, you had to feel that song. You had.
I got another trick for you too. So what Tim and Bob taught us how to do is called a whisper track, right?
Okay.
So you would go in there and you would do all your notes, right? So you would, girl, I want to be with you, right?
Yeah.
And then after you finish all it, like we did like 4 of each note or whatever, right? We made it real thick. But then we would go in and do the whisper track and it, girl, I want to be.
Oh, okay.
So now you got that airiness. So we got like 8 of them underneath it all as well. And so they just found that right fit and blended the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we didn't even have to try the area or whatever. We went in there and did what's called a whisper track, and we would go in there, girl, I want to be.
Okay.
And then that's where you got their airiness from. That's where the airiness came from.
More game. More game. More game. And who know the game better than the people that play the game at the highest level? You know what I'm talking about?
You feel?
Whisper tracks.
Whisper track. Okay.
Whisper track.
Noted. No, Kurt, you got that right. Duly noted. Thank you. For all those aspiring artists who don't know how to record themselves properly, this is some good tips right here.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm giving you free game. Free game.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Not to get too far off. We're almost through this. We're more than halfway through the list. All right. Ooh. All right. Now we're going back into R&B again. This is like general R&B speak right here. Chris Brown or Usher?
Depends on what you're talking about. You talking about overall entertainer or singer?
We'll say singer. Let's just say singer.
I'll break singer. Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Chris Brown. better. Like he's overall entertainer. They're neck and neck. As far as overall entertainer, but as far as like vocalist, it's Chris Brown.
Gotcha. All right. Boys to Men or Jodeci?
Woo, boy. Now this is the hard one right here, bro.
Now you know why I'm asking this, right? For at one time that they were the industry standard when it came to singing groups. You were either in that category or you were that category.
Yeah, and that's the main reason why 112 wanted to be that bridge between the two, because we were like, bro, we can bro. I would say this, man, and this is my cop out. This is the one cop out that I'm adding stuff into the game, right? So
hold on. You making history. First cop out ever on Bible Slide. First cop out.
Triple cop out. I'm pulling my card, bro. I want to cop out, man.
It's all good.
I'm gonna say this, bro. It all depends on the situation that you're in. Like if you want, if you want to make love, Boys to Men. Yeah. You trying to fuck Joseph. You know what I'm saying? She want to be romance. She want to be romance, and you know what I'm saying, like wine and dine and all that stuff. Then you put
yeah.
And then you want to get fucked. You that fiending, bro. You know you putting that I can't leave you alone. Come on, bro. The vocoder in the background, Devontae saying that shit. Come on, bro.
Come on.
Come on. That's it. That's that wine versus Hennessy. You feel me? That's that Vino versus that hen dog. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. No coach.
Okay. All right. You from the A. Now I want you to think I'm trying to throw shade or take shots or try to put one against the other. Just an honest opinion. Monica or Brandy?
Vocally?
Yes.
You talking vocally? Brandy?
Yes.
Brandy.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Like Monica, my sister, and I love her, but you know, if you're talking vocally,
we're talking about the vocal.
We're talking about the vocal. You know what I'm saying? Like she's Brandy can do more with her voice, I believe. Like she's more versatile, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with you, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Escape or TLC?
Damn, that was harder than
Yeah. I always get one of them. One of them gonna be like really, really hard.
I think this might be the one, bro. Because again, because they're even though they're black artists and they're female, like their genres are so different. Like I consider TLC more pop than than Escape. You know what I mean? Right. So if I want just some singing, I'll go Escape.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But if I want that overall universal appeal, I'm going TLC.
Definitely.
Like packing out stadiums. Give me TLC in their heyday. You know what I'm saying? When they were TLC, give me that.
Yes.
And then, but if I want some real singing, so between the two, I'm gonna go Escape.
Got you. All right. Well, you ain't gonna like this one then. Criss Cross or ABC?
I'm gonna go ABC. I'm gonna go ABC for this because ABC they were rapping, but they were singers and they was also entertaining. They was also doing the steps too. You know what I'm saying? Like they was overall entertaining. Now lyrically,
and they were under New Edition.
And they was under New Edition. Biv 10 and a lot of people don't realize those background vocals on Aisha, that's Boys to Men.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Let's just mess everybody's head up. Let's do
it, bro. Like, so just go back and see. I'm from that era, bro, where nothing was. Like we know everything.
Yeah, we read credits.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Boys to Men was singing all of that stuff, man. Like they were singing all of that stuff. Like Aisha, that was Boys to Men.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll give it that.
Take boys over here. Cassette boys over here.
Yeah, man. ABC.
Yes, man.
Yeah,
All
give
right,
me
all
A-
right, all right. And the last one. This is the last and final one. I say this for last on purpose. And this is probably going to be harder than the last one.
Okay.
Dallas Austin or Jermaine Dupri?
Ooh, you dirty dog. You dirty dog.
Hey, and for the sake
Uh,
and for the sake of Bible Slide, man, this being you being from Atlanta, man, I'm gonna give you an out today, man. Just go ahead and say
yeah, because I was like, bro, you
Say
gonna
both.
have me damn in a corner somewhere in Atlanta trying to
Listen,
explain myself.
yeah, because you can't compare the two. Really. Like they both done so much to help transform the Atlanta into what we know it to be today.
Yeah,
Like,
man. It's listen,
and
bro.
they,
It's so much division between us as
I
a
know.
people. We got to come together. You know.
Yeesh.
Hey, but that's why it's Bible Slide, man. Like it's
Hey,
all
but I will say,
hypothetical. Like it's all in fun, man.
yeah, absolutely. It's all it's just my opinion, and everybody has one. But at the end of the day, bro, like I'll answer the question, bro. I would say, as far as impact on the world, and it all depends on what world that you're talking about. If you're saying the R&B world, it's
Yeah.
Jermaine Dupri, hands down.
Definitely.
Jermaine done touched way more, people of influence and that the world would recognize versus versus Dallas Austin. But that's
Yes.
not diminishing Dallas's ability to be a producer or anything. The things that he did do, like
Yes.
he doesn't have
Legendary.
he doesn't have the volume body of work that Jermaine has. However, what he did do was freaking amazing, bro. Like,
Yep.
forget about it.
Mm.
Universally just well known and everybody loves it or whatever, but his impact on it, like Jermaine Dupri, like he worked with Usher, he worked with Mariah, he worked with Janet, he worked with, the list goes on and on and on, bro.
Yep.
So
But Dallas helps shape the culture. He helps shape the culture of R&B out of the Luther Vandross, the Key Sweat phase,
Yep.
or the Silhouettes and stuff or whatever. Like he really helped usher in, help shift the culture of R&B and made it more young again during that time
Absolutely.
period. That was really
Absolutely.
Dallas's contribution at the time. Plus, most of the people he worked with in the beginning were mostly kids.
Exactly.
Worked with a
So
lot of kids. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. And now we all
Right.
grown, singing his praises, bro. So it's
yeah,
just both of the producers are amazing, bro. But just if you're talking about his influence or their influences on urban music and where we are to this day and how relevant they are right now, give me Jermaine Dupri on that. But like Dallas ain't nothing to be sneezed at either. Like he
at all.
ain't nothing to like
all.
you can't play with that man either.
At all. And that's exactly why I asked that, for that response. Thank you so much. So we can celebrate them both, man. Because they both have been, regardless of how vast and versatile their artistry is, they have always been heavy advocates of R&B music.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here. Good question.
Hey, Mike, you did it, man. That was another segment called Vibe or Slide, man.
Come on.
We appreciate it, man.
Come
Great
on.
job.
I did it.
Come on.
I wish we could give you a prize, but we broke over here, man. So next time,
bro,
we'll try to get you next time.
Hey, this interview was awesome, bro. I needed this, bro. This is real cathartic for me, man. So I appreciate it. Like, I needed it today, bro. Like,
that's what's up.
And so now we want to catch people up, right? Really quick. We want to catch people up. So will there be any new music from Mike? Right.
Okay.
And also, can you let people know about any upcoming shows, any kind of 112 upcoming shows and things like that?
Absolutely. So a lot of people, when they heard that that the first song that I put on Instagram, that I thought I'd be with people thought that I was coming. Yeah, people thought I was coming. Here go the funny thing. That actually was an interlude that we sung for the Q Mike Slim DeRon album. So that's how long ago that those vocals was, bro. Like people think brand new shit or whatever. Like I just had it in my phone. I was like, you know what? Let me put this shit out. And then and so that's the family. So people have been like excited, like, bro, you need to do an album and this, that, and the third, whatever. And I've been thinking about it, and but the industry is so different, bro. It's a streaming world right now, and we're so radio. 112 is so radio we've dabbled into the streaming world, but like our fan base listens to the radio. Like they don't really stream. So, it'll be challenging to get the masses to, to understand that or whatever. But I'm not against it. It's just the situation right for me to do it, man. And like, cause I love to. If I'm gonna do it, I want to do it right. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to for just doing its sake. I want to be.
Yes.
I want to solidify myself. If I have a goal, man. If I have any kind of goal in music right now, is to get a star on the Walk of Fame and to establish 112 as one of those legacy groups that no matter where you are, you hear they touring, then you automatically go get a ticket. Like like a lot of those rock artists do. Like they don't even have to have music out. You just say, Aerosmith is in town, and so we want to be that. And I want to be known as one of those. When you think about R&B music and vocals, you think about me. I want to be one of those dudes. So if that album can do that, then I'm all for that. So so there's no immediate discussion about me doing any kind of solo project or whatever, but that can change tomorrow too. So it's just a matter of being in the right situation. Like if there's a situation where people are willing to like hear me sing and not Mike of 112, but Michael Keith, and and what that entails, man, because people really don't know what Mike from 112 does outside of hooping and hollering, whatever. But I'm more than that, and my album would be reflective upon that if I did one. So I'm open to it, but right now it's like I'm focused on some other things now. The touring, 112 is officially going on and this is crazy. This is crazy too. This is our first official tour that we're headlining that we've ever had. We're going
exclusive.
Exclusive. Say that one more time.
This is our first headlining tour that 112 will be on in our 30-year history. This is our first headlining tour that we're going to be on in November. Big shout out to Live Nation. We're going on tour. 112, Total, and Case. We're all going on tour.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my bid in now. If you guys come out to the West Coast, and that's LA, that's anywhere on the West,
okay,
we need to know because we need to pull up.
Absolutely, absolutely. The beauty of it, bro, we'll have if we don't already have the dates on our 112 page, the official 112 on Instagram. If we don't have it, soon we'll be up. We're gonna start going on this campaign now when we start to push, because this is going to be do or die for us, in a lot of ways, man, because, for the longest we've been supporting acts for so many artists, and we just felt like it was our time now. It's like, man, now is our time to establish ourselves. We got the cachet, we got the songs, we got the entertainment, we got
the catalog. Oh my God,
we got the catalog. We just need people to believe in what they see. And so that's what this tour is going to do for us. So it starts in November. We're gonna do like 11 shows in November, and then we're gonna take a break in December, and then we're gonna start back up in January. But the official 112 tour is started 2025. We're gonna start ramping up as far as like everybody getting in shape and choreography, and everybody starting to eat right. So we're starting to go into that phase right now. So we're planning we got the dates now. The dates should be up on our page, the official 112. So yeah, be looking out for that.
I'm not worried about it. I know y'all coming to Cleveland. Everybody come to Cleveland.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Let me see, man. Like I'm gonna see if I can pull this up.
At some point, I know y'all come to Cleveland.
So the dates as they are right now, we got Akron, Ohio. We got this is all Detroit, Michigan. You got Chicago. We got Brooklyn, Albany, Richmond, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Houston, Dallas, Jacksonville, New Orleans. That's the first leg. Second leg in January, Los Angeles, Oakland, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Philadelphia, DC. We got DC twice, thank God. Charlotte, and we got Atlanta twice. So yeah, so those are just some of the dates that we have right now. So we definitely gonna be on that West Coast. Like we'll be doing it in we went on that West Coast. So the dates West Coast is January 23rd, January 24th, and January 25th. That's Los Angeles, Oakland, and Vegas. We'll be out there.
We're pulling up.
Yeah, buddy.
It's gonna be something, bro. It's gonna be one of hell of a show to see, bro. Like we're really taking this thing seriously. Everybody's getting in shape. Everybody's eating right. Everybody's we're rehearsing. You know what I mean? Like we're getting the dances together, man. The vocals, everything is just we're putting the show together. The show looks amazing already, man. It's vivid and it's interactive. You know what I mean? Which is one of the things we learning like from just seeing like Chris Brown show and Usher show, whatever. It's all about that interaction. You know what I mean? So that just that what a person can take away and go home with, feeling like like was I sung to, or what was I sung at, or was I sung to? You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to to make sure that the person they get their money's worth when they do that, man. So be looking at. And on the flip side, man, on the entrepreneur side, one of the main reasons why I'm not focused on solo projects at this moment is because in the next 24 hours, I will know whether or not I am part owner of a restaurant here in Atlanta. So we're working. Yeah, so I'm working on that now. I don't want to give too many details. Like the next time I come in, next time I come back and do an interview, bro, I can hit you with all that, man. But all that information. But until the ink is, until I sign off on it and the ink is
I feel you.
Yes, I don't want to say that. But so it's a really popular restaurant in Atlanta, and if everything's right and the paperwork looks right or whatever, man, like it's I think I'm gonna really do it. When we're gonna do a press release and all that stuff too. So you guys exactly what restaurant it is, and I'll do this whole ribbon cutting ceremony and all this stuff. It's gonna be dope. So that's one. And I've also, along with, and I want to shout out to my writing partner and my business partner, Trina Patterson. We created this company called Uptown Down South. Right? And Uptown Down South is a production company that, and we write scripts. So we've written this script, and we've submitted it to the likes of Queen Latifah, the head of Netflix. We have some things in mind, man. So I don't even want to take the script is written. We're gonna do the pilot ourselves. I believe we're gonna do the treatment and the pilot ourselves. That seems to be like the mode that everybody does it right now. So like Ryan Coogler, big shout out to him. Like that's my inspiration right now to the way he's moving and stuff too. So it's a dope ass concept. It's a dope ass idea. It's very supernatural. It goes into that comic nerd Marvel kind of vibe that I'm in. And I can't wait. I can't wait to tell y'all about that, man. Like that in that restaurant, man. Those are like those are huge, because I've always wanted to do both. I've always wanted to own a restaurant, and I've always wanted to get into that film and get into that side of stuff as well. So now so 112 always gonna be that baby, always gonna be the head honcho, but I got time to do other things too, man. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I can't.
And please let us know. Please let us know. You know what I mean? Because we
absolutely, bro. As much as I run my push, y'all gonna find out, bro. Like, trust me, y'all gonna know.
It's all love, bro. We here for it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
So the last thing is, I want to say, is there any shout outs that you want to give? And also, if you want to salute any shout outs, also we want you to be able to drop your handle on all social medias where people can find you and where you want them to check for, even for like tour dates and things like that you just mentioned.
Absolutely. So I want to shout out my daughter who graduated from high school last Thursday. I want to shout out my daughter Sydney. I call her Bing.
Yeah,
baby girl. She I'm so proud of her. Just the sweetest person, man. Like she just turned into just this absolute sweetheart of a person, man. Super intelligent. She's gorgeous, and I'm not just saying that because she's mine or whatever, but she's just a beautiful person inside and out, man. And she constantly reminds me that I got something right in life. You know what I mean? So I want to shout her out and just give her a big shout out. Like, baby girl, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on everything. Daddy's gonna always be daddy. But at the same time, I recognize that you're a grown woman now. So so now instead of a little gun, I'm gonna have a big gun around all your little more.
A gun and a dog.
Exactly. You know, I'm from the South. We believe in that down here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can follow me and like please if you can like okay. First of all, I want to say I'm innocent. Okay, that being said,
I know where you're about to go.
a year ago, a year ago, my Instagram page got taken away from me from the by the powers that be at Instagram. Like I posted one little thing, and you know, 5 people they reached out, and then I got like 5 notifications, and they took my whole page from me. I'm innocent, bro. But so I decided to get back on Instagram. So now I'm officially back on Instagram. Is official Michael Keith. Was it of 112 or 112? I forget, man. Like, hold on one second. look, my
That's
look.
all good.
Look, I'm bad at this, bro. So
I think it's
Look, we know what you look like. That's what matters.
it's official. I know, right? It's official Michael Keith 112. So on Instagram, that's my new page, man. You can check me out. You won't get a whole lot of R&B on my page. What you're gonna get is a whole lot of slapstick comedy. You're gonna get a whole lot of people falling and me going weed. Like that's my thing. That's my thing. So I'll see some people fall off something. I'm gonna post something in a minute too. Like, I'm constantly trying to figure out how long is it gonna take before they get rid of this page too, bro. So
Yeah.
let's see how long this will take.
Try to stretch the limit, see what you can get away with.
Yeah, let me see how far I can go, bro. Like when I get that first notification, like, okay, so let's stay away from that. And
Exactly.
yeah, but I'm on that edge, bro. Like I'm constantly trying to see if I can get suspended on Instagram. But in the meantime, check me out, official Michael Keith 112 on Instagram. It's the funniest shit on Instagram, bro. Like I would have to say for myself, like I'm doing all my wheeze and all that wee and all that. That's me actually finding videos and putting weed to it, man. It's the funniest shit, bro. Like I said, as I get on the phone, y'all point. Like I'm gonna post, like watch this one, bro. Y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off on this one, bro. I can't speak.
I'm literally crying right now. Stop.
I'll tell you, watch this one, bro. You're gonna be like, oh my god, like this gonna be the one. Like, you know.
That's like when you go to that timeline and he posts what else. It's like hilarious. Hilarious. We love
your
it.
page would be the one that I'd be like, yeah, he on one today. Let me go check.
Yeah, man. Like,
we love it, man.
Yes, sir.
Between you and Rough Ends, y'all hilarious, man. Like
those moments too, though. I love, man. Let me tell you something. Them dudes can sing their asses off, bro, but them are some of the funniest dudes on earth. You understand what I'm saying?
Not lying.
Yes, they are.
You're not lying.
We had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, they are hilarious.
Rough Ends, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Love it. Well, you know, on the behalf of Vibes and Convo, man, we want to say thank you for sitting down and talking to us, man. Doing this R&B nerd talk that we do over here. You know, we try to push the line just with R&B in general, you know, and we just students of the game, just students.
Absolutely.
And thanks for helping us fill in the blanks in a lot of different areas also.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
we definitely appreciate that as well, man.
Yeah, man. I would love to come back on, man. We can actually talk about songs at that point, and because there's a lot of crazy stuff like on how a lot of these songs we wrote, how they got originated, how they get.
We would do like a song discography like episode or something where we can just
let's do it, bro.
Yeah,
I got a
nerd out.
Yeah, bro. I got a lot of information in there, bro. Like, you know, and all of these are true stories, bro. Like Michael Keith's true Hollywood stories, bro. Like, trust me,
man.
And we've already discussed you guys' catalog on here before.
Yeah.
In between what you said, and then in between Tim Kelly when he was on here, he spoke about 112 and some of the sessions. So it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's lovely. It's lovely. But we definitely have to nerd out sometime.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we might get a reunion with y'all. Get Tim on here with you. Hey.
Nerd out, man.
Yeah, just nerd completely out, bro. That'll be awesome, bro.
Yeah. Also R&B.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it.
Awesome.
Well, hey, this concludes another episode of Vibes and Convo, man.
Yes.
Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to
Man.
everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys. Thank you guys as well.
This one's for the books, for real, man. We appreciate you, man. You made this show legendary, for real.
Hey, I appreciate you, boys. Thank y'all so very much, man, because it's because of creative people like y'all, man, that keep us alive, man, and just keep us just energized, and because the industry it takes so much from you, man. But when you have an opportunity to just talk and just talk music, man, it's like, bro, that's some of the best things. You know how athletes love talking about football and stuff when they was younger and basketball,
right?
And stuff. Just love talking music, man, and so it's platforms like these, man, that are really special. So I would say, salute to y'all, man, as well, because without this, like nobody would know this story. Nobody would know these kinds of stories, man. So we appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. With that being said, man, we are about this thing. Peace, everybody.